Welcome back to Module 6, video number 2, digestive conditions and complaints. So we've moved into the clear heat category, clear heat from the organ and channel, and we're starting with lemon. The categories that lemon is clear heat, primarily from the liver and stomach. Wind, damp, cold B with a focus on damp, and then also damp, hot B. And the lemon is a top note. The part distilled is a peel. It's cooling and slightly drying. It has affinity for the liver, the gallbladder, and the stomach. And it's a 10% dilution. The only contraindication is that it's photosensitive. It's a strong antiseptic, a hepatic decongestant and rejuvenator, and an anticoagulant. Its functions: clear liver and stomach fire, fire toxins in the liver and gallbladder, gallstones, heat in the blood, arteriosclerosis, varicosities. And within this function, it can help when food is a part of a neuroses, such as an eating disorder. Lemon can be useful. It transforms dampness and expels damp B obstruction. It breaks up stones, gallstones and urinary stones. And really, that's really with internal use or on the skin with a castor oil pack over it. Those are the ways that this would be able to break up stones. And stones can also be thought of as crystallized habitual patterns. So as those stones begin to break up, some of those patterns and habits may also. Indication: liver fire for migraine, headaches, hypochondrial distension, indecisiveness, red eyes, jaundice, insomnia, fever, hypertension. Stomach fire with sinus congestion, sore throat, acid reflux, vomiting, epigastric burning, and excessive hunger. It can help to regulate blood sugar. Lemon is good when there's a lot of anger and hostility present. It can reduce cholesterol levels, again, probably internally. Good on scars and low vessels. With palmarosa, you can disinfect a room to prevent contagious disease from spreading, especially viruses. Internally, it's a strong antioxidant and can help with the increase of mineral absorption. It's good for somebody who gives the impression of having no sense of humor or being stuck up, but beneath, they're just insecure, and that's why they're displaying those behaviors. It's good with a helichrysum for liver cirrhosis. Stimulates the pancreas, that's how it's normalizing blood sugar. And it blends well with spices and lavender. It's good for any wood excess. And it has affinity for liver 3. So we've got eating disorders, gallstones, vomiting, acid reflux, epigastric burning, excessive hunger. After lemon, we're going to cover myrrh. In the categories of clear heat, primarily lung and stomach, invigorate blood, strengthen the spleen. Myrrh is a base note. It's a gum resin. It's cooling. Goes to the lungs, spleen, and stomach. It's a 6% dilution. No pregnancy. No kids. And it's contraindicated if there's any uterine bleeding. It's an expectorant, an anti-inflammatory, a menagogue, antiviral, antifungal, hormonal balancing, and vulnerary. Its functions are to clear lung and stomach heat. When there's thick yellow sputum, coughing, gum swelling, toothache, and hyperthyroidism. And it works well with pine to help the lungs, to assist the lungs. It strengthens the spleen, helps to resolve flatulence, to stimulate the appetite, to get rid of chronic diarrhea, candida, and vaginal discharge. It's good when there is stomach fire compromising the yeux. It invigorates the blood. It's good for bruises and varicose veins, and when there's been trauma. It's good. It's a good trauma oil, and it promotes the healing of wounds. Another good trauma application there. Can help to lower cholesterol and high blood pressure internally. And if you are going to use this internally, which again, we're not promoting, but their solvents are often used to get myrrh essential oil. And so if you're even considering using this internally, you need to contact the company directly. I would have a direct conversation where this question is asked and answered and explained very clearly whether or not solvents are used. It's good on cracked skin, chapped skin, blemishes, athlete's foot, and ringworm. Good for oral hygienic health. Good for gum disease and a tooth powder. For laryngitis, you can apply it to the throat. For union, it's for coming together of form and emptiness. Of you bringing together being and not being. It is helpful on all wounds, and it is helpful for all grief and all fears. It's good for people who feel rejected sexually, who were injured by a sexual experience. And it's good to help relieve worry from previous mistakes that have been made. And that's kind of that damp, that fungal connection of things sort of festering, damp from that worry causing things to fester. And this can help to resolve that type of dampness. And the capacity of digestion, we've got stomach heat, and it strengthens the spleen for those typical spleen deficiency digestive symptoms. And then we're just going to touch in on celery seed. Oh, I've got a lot on this one. Let's go ahead and cover it fully. Celery seed, clear fire toxins, when damp cold be, regulate qi. It's a mid-note. Seeds and flowers. It's cool. Liver, stomach, kidney. 4% dilution. It is estrogenic. It is not for pregnancy, not for nursing. Caution with kids. And because of this, because it is estrogenic, you want caution with hormonal cancers. I just wrote caution with some cancers right there. Wouldn't be great for PMS. And it has a strong affiliation for the water element, which is, I have a note for that, which is interesting. I guess I can just leave all that up there. That said, no pregnancy, no nursing, caution with kids. It's carminative, it's hypotensive, emmenagogue, analgesic, hepatic stimulant, and a diuretic. Its functions are to regulate the liver and consolidate yin, drain dampness and expel wind damp B, especially gout, clears fire toxins, descends stomach chi when there's bloating, belching, vomiting, and loss of appetite. And I have down here an additional function of nourishing blood. And I think that fits up within the first one of the regulate liver to consolidate yin. Let's see. Yes, we've got here, it's useful for deficient liver blood. It nourishes by regulating liver qi to bank blood and is best used with other oils that nourish blood, such as angelica. It can reduce blood sugar levels, lower blood pressure, and serum cholesterol. And I have here that it promotes lactation, but I was also told that it's because it's estrogenic, it's best not to use it during lactation. So that's an interesting contradiction there. So it's a seed, and seeds resonate with the Constitution. It can help someone who's not feeling willing to try again, and they can't believe there's any reason to, because they can't believe that their life could be different than it is. Someone who has fear from being burned in the past, and now they have a lack of faith. And this helps to stimulate the kidneys and the jur to work through some of that. Gives strength to go forward. I have that it is helpful for T-cell lymphoma, and that it can be helpful when there is addiction and somebody has lost the ability to make a choice. The addiction has usurped their ability to make a choice, and you need good blood to make a good choice. So this is going to help in that capacity. Blood with too much fluid makes the yin aspect dominant, and that yin aspect doesn't carry shen. So if you nourish the spirit carrying aspect of the blood, it can help them to envision life that has depth and perspective. And when the hun is constrained, this oil can help to restore yin to its proper place and to the kidneys, and to restore the conversation to proper relationship. And it regulates the water metabolism of the kidney, which is the mother of the liver. So it's a pretty deep and complex way in which this oil is working. And yet it can be used for something as everyday as a digestive condition, to distend the stomach qi, to help relieve bloating, belching, vomiting, and loss of appetite. So it's just like the herbs and just like the acupuncture points. I mean, that's Chinese medicine. It works on every level all together. Okay, and then bay laurel. I think we did bay laurel. Maybe we didn't. Okay. I'm trying to keep good track of what we already covered so we don't double up on things and spend more time than we need to. But there's a lot of oils. So its category is just one category, hot phlegm. It's a top note. Leaves are distilled, sometimes the berries get in with that, but it's primarily the leaves. So I'll put berries in parentheses. It's slightly cooling, goes to the lung and stomach. It's a 10% dilution. Can be narcotic in large doses and no internal use. It's a mucolytic, expectorant, antimicrobial, and anti-infectious. Its functions are to transform hot phlegm stasis, lymph nodes, sinus congestion, unblock the sinuses so that they can see. I do think we covered this anyway. Regulate the stomach qi when there's bloating, flatulence, colic, indigestion, and reduced appetite. So those are the two functions, hot phlegm and regulate stomach qi. Goes to the lung, goes to the stomach. Can be applied directly to the lymph nodes along with grapefruit. Traditionally hung over the door to protect from evils. Can be used to relax tension in the head. Yes, we definitely covered this one. So I'm not going to go over it more fully, but I'll just reiterate that regulate stomach qi when there's bloating, flatulence, colic, indigestion, and reduced appetite. And I'll make a note that we've already covered them. And then just a note on constipation. So essential oils can help with certain types of constipation. Qi stagnation, constipation is probably what you're most useful for. Maybe real heat, constipation, where there's a lot of heat drying out the fluids. However, with really dry internally, herbs will be more helpful, especially if it's like really dry constipation. You'll be able to clear some heat with the oils, but you may just need to add some yin internally and some fluids and moistening internally to help get things moving. Maybe not, maybe you could clear enough heat, but it's hard to nourish yin in the intestinal tract without taking something internally. So that's just a little side note, thought of that. Okay, so then the category, hold on one second, I'm gonna see how long we've been chatting. Okay, yeah, I'll stop this video here and then we'll move on to the next one.